Hello and welcome, Python developer and aspiring Django developer. Today we are diving into a fundamental aspect of web development using Django framework models. Whether you're a Python developer looking to expand your skill or a complete beginner eager to explore the world of Django, you are in the right place. Before we proceed, please kindly click the subscribe button below. Also click on the like button and click on the notification button to get notified when a new video is uploaded. In this session, we will talk about Django model, and under Django models, we have topic like what is Django, Django model, model class, field, and the rest. So let's get started. Let me hide this so we can see the screen properly. What is Django model? Django model is a high level web framework written in Python that encourages rapid development and clean, pragmatic design. Which means if you are looking forward to creating a professional, robust website, or you want to create a website within a short period of time, Django is the framework for you. One of its key components is the Object-Relational Mapping (ORM) system, which allows you to interact with your database using Python objects instead of SQL queries. In Django, these Python objects are called models. In Django, let me repeat that. In Django, these Python objects are called models and they are defined using the model.db. Sorry, using the Django.db.models. I don't know what's happening today. So this actually means to interact with your database, which involve creating database table, adding data to your database, deleting data from your database, updating data from your database using Python objects instead of SQL. By the way, SQL is a short form for structured query language, which we have here, structured query language, and which I won't be diving into. But if you want to learn SQL, check my channel out and start learning. Now, let's talk about Django model. A Django model is a Python class that subclasses Django.db.model. Each attribute of the model class represents a field in the database table. The model class acts as a blueprint for creating database tables. Let's take a look at the first image, which is this. Now, this states that the model class acts as a blueprint for creating database tables, which means to create a database table in Django, you need to have your model class prepared already, just like we have in the image. To create a model class in Django, you start with the keyword class. Can you see? You start with the keyword class, then your class name, which is my model in this image. Can you see class, my model? Note, the class name can be anything depending on the database table you are creating. So if you are creating a user registration table, you can name it registration, user registration, or registration underscore table instead of naming it my model. You can name it anything you want. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to give you. You can name it anything you want. Just like we have in this image. We just named it my model in this image. We will see how to do that in the practical aspect of models in the next video session though. Now, under the class, we can see where we have the name and age, which are these attributes here, name and age. This represents your database column. And if you take a look at the second image, the way it's displayed will be the way it's displayed in your database. Can you see where we have name, age, then we have under name, we have the data of Dana White, and under age, we have data of 59. And we have Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, we have 69, I see 36, 35. Now, let's move to Django model field. Django model field provide a variety of field types to represent different type of data. For example, we have char field, integer field, date field, and more. You can customize the behavior of these fields using various arguments like max, underscore length, default, null, blank, and more also. As you can see in the first image, let's use the name attribute, which is also a colon under the user table. Can you see the name attributes, which is also a colon under the user attribute? Like I said, the class name, which is user, is representing the database table. So we pass in so we pass in model.char field to the name column because this user here is representing the database table, and this name here is the column. Like we have here in this second image, we have ID, name, stage name, just like we have here. So in the name attribute, we pass in model.char field, which basically means the name column should accept characters like strings like A, B, C. And when we have integer field like we have here, it means the integer field should accept whole numbers with no decimal point. That's what I mean. Numbers with no decimal point. Now inside our models.char field we have here in this, because we are using this name as example, we have the argument. Inside of it, we have in the arguments we have max underscore length equals 255, which means the maximum character or letters stored to be stored to the name column should not be more than 255. So if you are adding name to the name column, if you're adding a name to the name column and you type in a name that is longer than 255 characters, it will not be stored. Now we also have null. We also have null and blank, which means it's not compulsory we add a name to the name column. When adding a data to the table, the rest. My mouse also. I'm having issue with this mouse. Okay, let me continue. I said we also have the null and the blank, which means it's not compulsory we add a name to the name column when adding a data to the table. Now we have validators, arguments, we have unique, we have editable, we have primary key, which we'll be discussing in this video session. But the rest here, we want to be talking about that. We will talk about that more in the next video session. So let's move on. So we have model relationship. Django supports relationship between models using foreign key, one-to-one field, and many-to-many field. These fields define how one model relates to another, like we have in the database table diagram we created. We created a table called author, which is this, and another table called book. And we link the two tables together. Now, why do we need model relationship? Let me show you. For example, let's say we just have only the book table. Let's say we just have, this is it here, just only the book table with columns of title, that's book title, author name, author date of birth. Now, when we want to add data to the book table, while we keep typing the same author name and the same author date of birth for every book they write. So what if they have like thousands of books? We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, typing in the author name and author date of birth. Nah, that's too stressful. That is why we need model relationship. So with model relationship, we can create two different tables and relate them together. So let's say in this author and book table, when we are adding a book to the book table, which is this, when we are adding a book to this book table, we don't need to start typing like we have here. We don't need to start typing the author name and author date of birth over and over again. We can just link the author table, which is right here, to the book table, which is right here. And we can also get author data. That's if we want to know, like, if we want to see more information on the author of a certain book, we can also get author data from a book table, like because it's already linked together. So we can from the book table get more of author information by going through the book table then to the author table. So that's how easy it is using model relationship. This method saves you from stress. It makes your database normalized and less redundant when you have large data in your table. Now let's talk about Django migration. Django uses migration to propagate changes you make to your model, like adding fields, deleting model, updating model in your database schema. Sorry, I don't know what's going on today. So what this is saying is to create a migration file, you will need to run the command like we have here. Can you see in this diagram? To create a migration file, you will need to run a command which is python manage.py make migration. This command examine your model, the one you've created, and create a migration file that represent the changes. Like I said, let me repeat. I don't think. Let me repeat that. This command here examine your models and create a migration file of that. So when you have a model and you run your python manage.py make migration, immediately you run this command, the command examine, Django will examine your model and create a migration file for that model. And if you add any changes to that existing model, it would also examine your model and create migration file that represent the changes. So now after making migration, the next command we need to run is we need to run the migrate command to apply the migration and update your database. So to apply migration and update your database, we need to run python manage.py migrate. This command executes the changes defined in the migration file. Like I said, this command like it executes the changes defined in the migration file and updates the database schema. So make migration creates migration file of your model, while migrate executes the changes defined in your migration file and updates the database schema. Now let's talk about querying the database. Django provides a powerful and expressive API for querying the database. You can filter, order, and aggregate data using the query set API, which we'll be talking about in the next video session. We'll look more into that in the next video session. So like we have here, how to retrieve, we have the query set, how to retrieve all data from a database table in Django. We have this command, your model name first dot object dot all to get all the data stored in your database table. Same thing we have here, model dot objects dot filter age underscore underscore greater than equals 21. We'll be talking about this in the next video. I know this is hard to like understand right now. We'll be talking about this in the next video session, practically and also theoretically. So just note, Django provides a powerful and expressive API for querying the database. Now we have the admin interface. One of the reasons why you should love Django is because it provides admin interface. Django includes an admin interface that allows you to manage your model through a web-based UI, that's user interface. web-based user interface. So anywhere you see UI, it means user interface. So you can customize the admin interface to suit your application, which we'll be looking at in this. I think in the next few video session, we'll be looking at that. So the Django admin is a platform attached to all Django projects to make adding, updating, and deleting of data from the database easier. Yeah, it makes it easier using web-based user interface instead of writing queries. Like what I mean is this: instead of writing this, Django provides an admin interface where adding, updating, and deleting of data can be done on a web platform, which is very easy, much easier and faster. So yeah, we've come to the end of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification, and continue learning.